the volume, pump up the volume. You say Redeemer full of culture, y'all. Check this out.
Welcome to Ghetto Gallery.
We're standing on Johnston Street Canal that runs between Camperdown and Annandale in Sydney's inner west.
There's a lot of pieces to see here, so we're going to talk a little bit about them.
Graffiti or street art aspires to challenge, change or question the existing environment with its own language. Artists seek to communicate a message to the general public, usually about political or social topics, but in the form of style, colour, design and aesthetics. The artist working down here is just pure graffiti. That means freestyle, working with aerosol paints to produce their work. The artists working down here are doing so without any official permission, making it illegal. But does that really matter? It's debatable. Some people think graffiti is a crime, others think it's a form of art. But no matter what you think about the topic, it's undeniably what makes this place so interesting and exciting. Artists have come down and reclaimed the canal as an untapped format for personal artwork. What was an old, neglected part of town, in fact you probably don't even know this place exists if you're not a local resident, has now been transformed into a place of beauty and colour as artists come in and put up their pieces, paint over old work and create something fresh and interesting as a direct expression of themselves.
Here we have a very old piece, a very respected piece. And the reason why I know this is because it's 2010. So it's been up for quite a few years and this place actually moves a lot. There's a lot of artwork that gets done here. What's awesome about this piece is the communication of two objects colliding. So as Bella was talking about communication and what it's conveying, we can see a lot of movement conveying in this, but also the fact that the words itself aren't the main focus of this work. The reason why I can sort of point that out is this stroke right here. It actually makes you think that it's a letter, but it's not. The first letter actually is the S that's here. And if you notice, this blue is pushing over, and this, we have a movement here of it going that way, and the pink is pushing in through and it's cutting through. So it's like two forces colliding. And if you notice here, we've got an E, we have a U, and over on this side, we have an S. You'll notice too, like these nice little curls that is kind of squishing, moving into itself on this side as well. A nice little drop downs, having a nice old school flavour. We have some great examples of culture right here. I'm going to assume that these two guys are working together, and the reason why I'm saying that is because we have similar colours in the pink down there and in the blue, also a little bit in the style of the thick black. But if you come in over here and take a look down here, you'll notice that this work has been spat on. And we know it's been spat on because of the ugly colour, and it doesn't try and contain itself in any way inside of the piece. And the reason why someone would do this is that this artist may have put their artwork on top of theirs and they don't like it. Or this guy just doesn't like that guy. I'm not a big fan of spitting at all. I'm not a fan of tags either. So I kind of the mind, if you don't like a piece, then you should just go over it with something better. And if we move over here, we've got a nice sort of blockbuster style. Very clear that it's communicating commit. And you can see the K, the M, the I, and the T. Nice and simple and bold, which is awesome. We have quite an interesting piece right here. I actually initially just walked past it, didn't really give it much attention, but then when I took a closer look, I could actually see quite a few interesting things going on. And one of the first things that stood out for me was these cut lines across it, kind of having a little scratchy feel, using the same color as the outline. It's something that you don't really do. Also, the watercolor sort of tones through it, kind of very loose and very kind of runny. If you take a look at how it's layered in different sections, and having a close look at his letters, you notice that this over here looks a bit like an R to me, and an S, a T, and an E, and an R again. But when you take a look at his tag, it actually says Buster. So it makes me wonder if this is supposed to be a B, and where his U is, because there isn't really a U, but he has a nice excessive flourish over here. Another thing too is the symbol that he has underneath the bottom of the R, and the washed out sort of color yellow through it. Very interesting style. Also, one more thing is the green that he used on the outline for his tag. Kind of felt like he was being very experimental and really letting go. It's a really cool piece. Now this is a throw-up. It's a great example of a throw-up, and the reason why you can say it's a throw-up is because it's got two-color job and the letters are nice and rounded. The whole idea of a throw-up is that it's quick and it takes up a lot of space. And the reason why you do something like this is because it's in a high visible area and you want to get large exposure. It's the next step up after a tag, and there is a bit of skill involved, especially because of the speed that it has to be done in. And you find it's probably one of the things you see a lot more than a piece, for example, because of just on how quick and easy it is to do.
That's it for Johnston Street Canal. There's a lot of graffiti down here, so you could spend a long time walking through, taking a look. We hope you've enjoyed the pieces we showed you, and we'll see you again in a fortnight. See ya!